we're not talking about some hippie leader with a group of people doing voodoo. We're talking about the Lubavitcher Rebbe, the end of 7 generations, who his father-in-law single-handedly took down communism, who him and his Hasidim spilled blood to save Jewry, who he alone is responsible for Judaism thriving in this world. He alone is the one who saved the Jewish people from assimilation. He is the only one who spread Yiddishkeit across the 4 corners of the world. He is the only one who teaches the deepest secrets of the Torah. Rashi, Kabbalah, Rambam, who knows what. He cares for every Jew with an infinite love. That's who we're talking about. I'm not talking about some yuchel somewhere. He says all these teachings. These are not the only teachings he says. You have thousands of the deepest, mind-blowing teachings, opening the Torah in a way like we've never seen. And he says this, he's pouring his soul out, saying again and again and again, I'm telling you something. And I mean it. And I'm not kidding. But the Medrash says the Jews don't believe him. The Medrash says the Jews don't believe him. He's going to do his job anyways. And from all that we learn, we see that there is a revelation, there is a concealment, and there is a revelation. This notion that this information needs to remain private and under the table, and no one should know about it because it's not good for Chabad or it's not good for PR, is baloney. And it needs to stop. It's insane. Why? Because we're dealing with something that's touching upon the ultimate and final, most important thing that needs to happen. We have to take this numbness and this indifference and this making peace just because we have sushi and just because we have all the stupidity of exile. We don't have the Geula. We have to realize that it's important that we recognize what's happening. And when you look at the global events that I discussed earlier, all those global events that are happening now, with Trump and the whole transformation, it's following to the T everything the Rebbe said. And who is the ones whose name, and I'm going to conclude with this, whose name is being mentioned on the White House lawn? Who are they speak? Who did Rabbi Goldstein speak about? The Lubavitcher Rebbe. In the UN, who did he speak about? The Lubavitcher Rebbe. In whose name is he speaking to all the leaders of the world? You have to keep the 7 Noahide laws in the name of the Lubavitcher Rebbe. Not any Rosh Hashiva, not any rabbi, not Mizrahi, not modern Orthodox, not Hasidic, not this one with a Bekesha and that one with a Shtra. I'm not coming to disparage anybody. No one else's name is being thundering through. Everybody knows about the Lubavitcher Rebbe. The king of Morocco has his picture. The king the prime minister. They all know who he is. This is the figure, and he's the only one. And he's the only one who is making Yiddishkeit happen today. It's Lubavitch, even though it's like 25 years later. And I agree, there's a problem. Gimel Tammuz is a problem. It's a concealment. So what? It's predicted that there has been a concealment. We have the ability to get back. Now, I'm not saying go stand and scream like a meshugana on the rooftops and say this. What I'm saying is we need to know that this is information we need to teach. I wouldn't think that this is a beginner's class. This is something that once people are familiar with the Rebbe already, once they understand his teachings, once they're recognizing the concepts, the ideas behind it, then this too needs to be a part of the information. And this needs to be communicated. And it's criminal if not. It's holding back a nevuah, which we have no right to withhold. It's something that needs to be revealed, needs to be taught, and needs to be shared. May Hashem help that we should get the courage, because it's going to happen either way. It's going to happen. But it would be so much more beautiful if we knew that we were participants and we were involved in helping, revealing, and making it, that we can say that we were a chelik. It's a new project because we didn't have this for 2,000 years. More, we didn't have it since the last redemption. It's a new thing, so we don't know how to eat it. We don't know what we're supposed to do. And that's why the Rebbe was kind of coaxing us. But ultimately, the last few steps is up to all of us. May Hashem help that we should finish the job or let it already be revealed tonight, or today, or before night, and we don't have to wait any longer because it's ridiculous already. So l'chaim everyone. Moshiach now.